Have you ever prayed and felt like nothing happened? You asked God for clarity. You asked Him for help. You asked Him for direction. But instead of answers, you got silence. No signs, no clear voice, no change. And slowly, a question starts forming in your mind. Is God listening? Did He forget about me? Am I doing something wrong? If you've ever felt this way, this message is for you. Because God's silence does not mean His absence. In fact, some of God's most important work happens when He seems the quietest. Here's something most people don't realize. We are used to noise. We expect instant responses. We want quick confirmation. So when God is silent, we assume nothing is happening. But God does not work the way we expect. He works the way we need. In the Bible, silence always comes before growth. Before Joseph was elevated, he spent years forgotten in prison. Before David became king, he waited in silence while others moved ahead. Before Jesus began his public ministry, he spent time alone, unseen, and unheard. God's silence is never empty. It is intentional. When God seems silent, He is often doing three things at the same time. First, He is strengthening your faith. Faith grows strongest when you trust without evidence. Anyone can believe when answers are clear. But real faith is built when you keep believing without reassurance. Silence teaches you to trust God's character, not just His blessings. Second, God is removing your dependence on people. Sometimes we rely more on others' opinions than on God's guidance. So God removes voices. He removes distractions. He removes constant reassurance. Not to isolate you, but to teach you where your true source is. And third, God is preparing you internally before changing things externally. We often ask God to change our situation, but God first changes us. Because if the situation changes before you are ready, it can destroy you instead of helping you. Silence is where preparation happens. Right now, it may feel like nothing is moving. But that doesn't mean God is inactive. Seeds grow in silence. Roots grow in darkness. And when growth happens underground, it doesn't mean nothing is happening. It means everything is happening. In the next part, I'm going to explain why God answers later instead of now. What silence is teaching you about yourself, and how to know if God is about to move. But for now, remember this. God's silence is not rejection. It is preparation. Sometimes in life, there comes a season when we pray with all our heart, but it feels like heaven is quiet. We ask questions like, God, are you listening? God, where are you? God, why does everything feel so silent right now? And the louder the silence becomes, the more restless our hearts feel. But you need to understand this clearly. God's silence does not mean He is absent. God's silence means He is working in ways you cannot see. When God seems silent, one of the first things He is doing is teaching you patience. Waiting is uncomfortable. Waiting hurts. Waiting stretches you emotionally and spiritually. When you are waiting, questions rise in your mind. Fear tries to take control. And sometimes, even your faith feels shaken. But patience shapes you in ways comfort never can. If God answered every prayer instantly, you would not grow stronger. You would only grow dependent. Instant answers bring relief, but they do not build character. God knows that the person who learns how to wait is the person who can handle responsibility later. Silence teaches you to trust without seeing. It teaches you to stay faithful without constant reassurance. It teaches you to keep going, even when quitting feels easier. And that kind of faith lasts. You may feel like waiting means your life is stuck or going nowhere. But you are not wasting time. You are being prepared. Think about a seed. While it is hidden under the soil, no one can see what is happening. But in that darkness, its roots are growing deeper and stronger. If the seed came out too early, it would not survive. In the same way, God is giving you underground growth. What looks like delay to you is actually development in God's hands. While you are waiting, God is also aligning things you cannot see. You may not see movement, but movement is happening. God is moving people into the right places. He is removing people who would have hurt you later. He is closing doors that look good now, but would damage you in the future. Just because you do not see results does not mean nothing is happening. Some of the most important changes happen quietly. God does not rush alignment. He perfects it. Many times we pray and say, "God, give me this now." But God looks at the timing and asks, "Is this the right moment?" Because the right thing at the wrong time can become a burden instead of a blessing. God is not slow. He is precise. His timing is always intentional, and His timing is always protective. Another thing God is doing through silence is protecting you. Sometimes what we want too early can actually break us. We ask God for answers. God gives us preparation. We ask God for blessings. God gives us maturity. Not every blessing is safe to receive before you are ready. His timing is always intentional, and His timing is always protective. Another thing God is doing through silence is protecting you. Sometimes what we want too early can actually break us. We ask God for answers. God gives us preparation. We ask God for blessings. God gives us maturity. Not every blessing is safe to receive before you are ready. God sees what you cannot see. He knows which success would change your heart. He knows which relationship would destroy your peace. He knows which opportunity would pull you away from your faith. So sometimes He stays silent. That silence is not delay. That silence is protection. You see today, God sees tomorrow. You see desire. God sees consequences. So when God says, "Wait," He is not denying you. He is saving you. What feels like silence now may be the very thing that protects your future. God's silence does not mean He is distant. It means He is intentional. He is shaping your mindset. He is strengthening your faith. He is preparing you for a level you are not ready for yet. And when God finally speaks, everything will make sense. You will understand why He made you wait. If you are in a season where prayers feel unanswered, where direction feels unclear, where life feels quiet and confusing, do not assume God has left you. God often does His deepest work in the quietest seasons. Do not give up. Do not walk away. Do not lose faith. Stay patient. Stay faithful. Keep trusting. Because God is still working, even when He seems silent. If this message connects with your heart, remember this: you are not alone. God sees you. God sees your waiting. God sees your tears. And at the right time, He will answer you in a way greater than you imagined. If this message helped you, like this video, subscribe to the channel for more faith-based encouragement, and comment below if you are in a season of waiting right now. You are not alone. God sees you, and He has not forgotten you.